Hello, hope you are doing well. So this is gonna be my FPL Game Week 3 team selection. So as you can see on the screen here, Cole Palmer officially out of Game Week 3. Pretty much as expected, but yeah, like I said in the previous video, I wanted to wait until we got some information here. Yeah, so this is my team. I don't know if maybe I'm anywhere here, but this is my current team, or I guess this is my current team. So I am on Palmer, right? So we might have to do something today about him, I think. So that's gonna be coming up today. But I have some information. I have done a lot of changes to the AI agent system since the last time. So this video is gonna be a bit, not maybe technical, but it's gonna be kind of going a bit through the changes I made. Because I think they are really good changes. And if you are building some kind of system like this, I think you can pick up some useful information here. So what I wanted to start off with showing you is how I kind of changed up the way I'm going to fetch my team. I did some work on the FPL API. So what I can do now, for example, is fetch or get my current FPL team, right? Something like this. So I created like an MCP server. I'm not going to go into what that is, but basically we are hooking up the API. And you can see here, we can grab my team here, right? So you can see, I have my team, total value, we can see that, average ownership, we have the, not formation, but this is from last week. So you can see all the players we have. This is just gonna make it more consistent when it comes to getting price information and stuff, right? So that is pretty neat. I can also do search players, so get players from Man United, right? For example. So it's just going to be a bit easier to get the information we need, right? Yeah, that was a bit slow, but you can see we got it here. So if we do like this, we can see we have everyone with the price and everything. So that is just perfect. That's one thing I did. Also, I added some statistics, so we can do something like get advanced stats from my team, something like this. So this is just gonna get like the information we have from the FPL API. So this could be expected goals and stuff. So if you do like this now, you can see we have let's find Pedro. You can see XG, XA, XGI. We have per 90, right, as expected. So that's pretty good. We have defensive stats, so we can check out like Van Dijk, 36 defensive contributions. That's pretty 18. Per 90, that's pretty crazy, right? And we can see clean sheets and everything. So I think this is a big upgrade to the system, and this is something we're gonna take advantage of. So that is kind of the biggest upgrade I did. This is just gonna make it more smooth going over our team. We don't have to rely so much on price changes. I don't have to do so much curl and stuff. So this is just a nice upgrade. We have couple of more upgrades I wanted to show you before we get into the team. So the next one is kind of how we handle our YouTube intelligence gathering, right? So before we used kind of this YouTube API to get the URLs and the transcripts. I wasn't really happy about the transcripts, and I run into like a lot of IP issues. So now I created my own system that is using AI to actually transcribe each video, right? So I can show you how this works. So let's take this Let's Talk FPL channel here. If I do something like latest YouTube video URL from Let's Talk FPL, transcribe this with the YouTube Whisper MCP. So basically what I did is we can get the URL as an argument, send it over to like a YouTube Whisper. We're going to download the video, MP3 file, and we're going to use Whisper to turn it into a text form. So this is just more accurate. We're going to get the names much better, and I think it's just going to be a better solution. So you can see we grabbed the Palmer out, FPL team selection gaming 3, right? We are running this YouTube Whisper server, transcribe. And this is just gonna download the video, it's gonna turn it into text, and it's gonna remove the MP3 file again. So let's just wait for this and kind of show you how the structure is gonna be for this output here. Okay, so that was done. So this is a bit slower, but it's fully automated, so I can just leave my computer. I don't have to play around with VPNs and stuff. So the format now is gonna be like this. So you can see we get I can move this. YouTube subscription channel, the video name, the URL, and we have part 1 of 2 because we have to chunk this up. So you can see we have the full text here from the video. And this is just more precise, right? You can see there's a bit of error here, but it's not too bad. It's a bit better than what we had before. So that is kind of how I'm going to get the information from YouTube from now on. And I think it's just a better solution, to be honest. And one other thing is that now we can kind of handle a big podcast too. So if you look at what I gathered for this video, you can see here in Intel 2 we have up to 1 hour and 42 minutes for the, what podcast was this? FPL Black Box. So it's just much better at handling big files too. So this is a lot of context. It's around 50,000 tokens, so that's pretty good. But to handle this token count, I wanted to do something a bit more different. I'm going to show you that. So the way I solved this, I just uploaded the file to GPT-5 here, and I just said expand on this report, right? So I kind of got like a more structured, compressed report from GPT-5. It's a way to kind of save a bit of tokens when we are running Claude Code. So now I kind of have the report here in this format here from GPT-5, and I looked over it and it looks pretty good. It's actually very good, to be honest. So what I did is I just took this report here, copied it into my YouTube Intel markdown here, and this is probably one I'm gonna publish on the website, right? But I think this is gonna be pretty good. So that was that change, and the final change I did was I added a new point for captain. So this is the Reddit fantasy football poll. So we can update this. You can see we can fetch this here and get some more captain information. I think this is a bit more high signal than the other one. And that is one thing I did. And another thing I did is I reworked kind of my commands. So this is just a bit more compressed now. And it should be more on point with more validators. You will see that when we kind of go through the team now. I think that was all the changes. I think these changes are pretty good. So what I want to do now is just a full walkthrough of the new workflow. And we're going to see what kind of players we end up with. Are we going to transfer out Palmer? Yeah, let's take a look now. Okay, so since I have already run my data command now and gathered all the data we needed for this game week, I can skip that. So basically I can just go straight into my newly reworked FPL command, FPL God command 4.0 optimized workflow. So let's go through this together now. So you can see the first thing we did is that we checked kind of our squad here, right, with our team ID. That's pretty good. We found our team value and we found some other thing about the squad. We found that we have 2 free transfers. That's perfect. Then we kind of read the YouTube intelligence we have collected. We got some dates. That's pretty good. We checked kind of our XGXAXI leaderboard, who is kind of have the best stats for attackers and for defensive stats. Of course, we have Van Dijk on top here because of the defensive contribution. We have our weakest links. So this is of course going to be GU. It's a bit unfair because he's kind of been bench fodder. Then we have Cole Palmer, of course he's injured, and Murillo hasn't been doing too well, right? The DC is not that good, so I've been a bit disappointed in him. We looked at the YouTube intelligence gathering for hot buys. So we have Wood, Semenyo, Sar, Mateta, Bruno, and Tarkovsky. You can see we already own him, so that's pretty good. We want to avoid Bowen and Wirtz. I don't know, it's never going to happen anyway. But now with kind of Palmer out, we have some options here to do some transfers. So we are kind of targeting our 2 weakest links. I like to see that. That is what we did in the previous video too. Then we kind of go into scraping the polls here from the Fantasy Football Scout poll. We have Pedro on top. On the Reddit poll, it's Haaland and Wood. Here is Pedro, Bruno, Haaland, Wood, right? We fetch our table. So what is new now is that we also get fixtures. So we kind of look ahead a few game weeks on the fixture list. So we get like 3, 5. Where is 4 though? Okay, that's a bit strange. But yeah, he has good fixtures, at least Chris Wood over Mateta, right? So that's good. We have 0 in the bank, but we could do the transfer, right? Palmer out, Gio in, Palmer out, Gio out, Semenyo and Wood. We also can validate that. So now we just search up the players we are going to bring in. we get the prices via this new API, and we can check this, right? You can see we end up with 0.1 in the bank, and that's perfect. It's tight, but valid. Yeah, so just some strange thing here, but here is kind of the final report now. We have our sources, GW3, we have some poll stuff, right? Palmer is confirmed out, Semenyo is rising, okay. No clear captain pick. It's a wide open week. We have 2 transfers, okay, good. So here's kind of our recommendations, like we looked at. Out with Palmer, in Semenyo, Gui Wood, perfect. We weighted some analysis on the captaincy here. We have our squad performance, we can just skip that. With Wood added, he's looking to be our first choice captain. But I'm gonna wait for tomorrow to pick the captain if I'm gonna do the deadline live stream. Other than that, I think I'm pretty happy with this. Since we looked at this the previous video, and now we're gonna kind of go through with this, so I'm super happy. So that is kind of gonna be our team. I'm just gonna double check that we can do this. Yeah, you can see 0.1 in the bank, perfect, and we have Wood and we have Semenyo. So the issue now is this is kind of looking pretty good to do a bench boost. We might have to ask about that, but let's see now. I'm not gonna click it now, I'm gonna just double check it. But if we go back here now, and I'm gonna do something like this. I'm just gonna do what is the best starting 11 in a 3-4-3 formation for GW3 Ultra Think. So here I'm just gonna see if we can get the agent here to kind of pick the team for us that we're gonna start with, because this is gonna be kind of a benching nightmare here. Should we play both Rodgers and Watkins? Should we bench Anderson versus West Ham? I know we're gonna play Wood, but should we do triple Newcastle? No, Newcastle Forest. Should we play Van Dijk? This is not easy, so I'm not gonna argue with this, what we're gonna pick here. So I'm just gonna pick whatever the agent says we are gonna do here, even though I have my own biases against this. But I'm not gonna argue too much with this. Okay, so we got it here. Oh, we got this nice formation here. Look at this. So we have Sanchez, Tarkovsky, Van Dijk. Okay, so we are starting Van Dijk. That's pretty insane. Porro, Salah, Semenyo, Rangers, Anderson. So Rodgers is getting benched. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put in on the first on the bench anyway. What about captaincy? We're not gonna think about captaincy now. So yeah, let me just do the transfers and let's set up the team as we can see it here now. Okay, so let's do Palmer out in Semenyo, Marquinhos out in Chris Wood, right? So let's confirm that. Let's set it up. So it was gonna be Van Dijk instead of Murillo. And we're gonna do Wood instead of Rodgers. I'm probably gonna do Rodgers first on the bench here, right? Let's save that, that's fine. Captain is undecided, but for now I'm gonna put it on Wood. Right, that's pretty good. Yeah. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with this. I think this looks pretty good. I want to ask one more question though. So I'm just gonna say we have a chip called Bench Boost from this conversation. How would you rate playing this now? Right, Ultra Think. So I just want to see how would you do this? Would you play this with Rodgers, Richards, Murillo, and Dubravka? I'm kind of tempted, to be honest, to play the bench boost. I'm probably gonna set him as vice captain, right? So, I don't know, just to get it out there. Rodgers could get something, we could get a clean sheet from Murillo. And Dubravka could also get a clean sheet, I don't know, but he could get some save points. You never know with Richards. I guess he's against those two, but he could get like a goal or something. So, I'm kind of tempted just to play the bench boost this week. But let's see what kind of the agent suggests here. Okay, so we got the response here. Bench boost for Game Week 3, 2 out of 10. Do not use bench boost. Alright, fine. I'm not gonna do it. So it says, save it for Game Week 5. Okay, we can do that. That's fine, I guess. Alright. I guess we're just gonna save it for Game Week 5 then. I had a quick look at the fixtures and it's kind of good. I don't disagree with saving it for 5. Then we maybe have done some other transfers too. Okay, so that's probably gonna be it. So sorry for the long video, but I had just some updates. If you're gonna follow this series, you kind of needed a bit more information here. So yeah, very exciting game coming up. I wish you all good luck. This is gonna be my squad. Captain is gonna be decided tomorrow, so if you want to tune into the deadline stream, I will put up like a notification if I have time to do it. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. Have a great game week and enjoy your weekend, and we speak soon.